But joining us now is Michael Reardon, and he is going to talk about the importance of supporting Catholic education in the Archdiocese of Boston. Mike, thanks so much for being with us. Even though you are a BC High guy, it's okay.
Well, I like to explain, Jay, that, you know, we have in a church now run by a Jesuit, so I think I got the proper training. And although you're a Severian Brothers graduate,
yes.
I do like to remind those graduates that St. Francis Xavier was a Jesuit. So I guess it all does work out.
Oh, listen, he's going to be great. I'm really thrilled about him. Mike, first of all, again, thanks for being here. It's a busy time for Catholic Schools Foundation of Boston. You have some great events coming up. You have the 23rd Annual Inner City School Scholarship Fund Dinner. You have the ISCF Bus Tour on May 8th. Tell us about these events and why they're just so important.
Well, I'll tell you, we're very fortunate. We have, you know, about 1,000, 1,500 donors, varies, who really support our work. And what they're supporting, what they're supporting are young people. And at these events, the dinner and the bus tour, they get to see and meet these kids. And what you're seeing is your dollars at work. You're meeting these kids. One of the two kids you're going to meet on Wednesday night, one is this kid, Carlos Tamayo, a Colombian immigrant, who, because of the support of people of the Catholic Schools Foundation, his life has been transformed. And he's being introduced by another young man who's currently a sophomore at Boston College, whose mother works more than 40 hours a week as a cleaning person at one of the area hospitals, single parent. They're Baptist, but they believe that the values of Catholic education are so important and so worthwhile. And that's what people are making possible. So these events are important to see the work that the church does each and every day in our schools.
It must be great for you, too, because it sells itself. You meet these kids and you see the great work it does. It must be great for you as a worker.
I'll tell you, you know, I have to be careful how loudly I say this, so hopefully no one's going to watch this episode. But really, I have the easiest job in the world once people meet these kids and they see what is made possible through this work. To meet a young man or a young woman and to see the promise that they have, and to know that if they can get into a Catholic school, despite poverty, despite coming from a challenging economic or social environment, they'll succeed. What more do you need to say? And it doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or not Catholic. If you believe in kids, this is just a great investment to make.
You're talking about believing in kids and a great investment. 98% of kids who go to Catholic schools in Boston graduate, and that's compared to 64.4% of the public schools. So the financial support that people give makes a big difference. So how does Catholic Schools Foundation help the schools achieve this impressive graduation rate? Because that is really impressive.
I'd like to take more credit on this than I can. It really comes down to, in these schools, you have people who care. They're passionate about sharing the knowledge that they have, but also one of, I think, the big differences is it's Christ-centered. These kids know that they're valued, that there are values as well, that there is right and wrong. And so I always tell people, the chair of our board of the Catholic Schools Foundation is Jewish. And the reason is because he says to me, Mike, I think Jesus was a great guy. I'm not sure that he's my savior yet, but I think he's a great guy. And we want kids to understand and learn these values. And because that happens in the classroom each and every day, these kids are being developed as whole people. And I'd like to take more credit for that. We give kids and families the option and the opportunity through the support we receive. And we also try and provide other ways to deal with the non-academic barriers to learning through partnerships with people like Boston College, who will actually be honoring Wednesday night at our dinner.
You know, it's all about formation. I have to tell you that, you know, we joke around, but I love BC. It's a great school, BC High, Severian. And my daughter's going to Mount St. Charles. And so we went to the school, which is a Catholic school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're walking around. I have to tell you, there is a different environment in there. You can feel it, and I'm excited about that. That's why I love your work so much. Now, Catholic schools are an important component of the education system in Massachusetts as well. I mean, it saves over $500 million a year to the state and to the town. Is this one of the motivating factors that ensures the success of the Catholic Schools Foundation's fundraising efforts?
I would 100% say that yes, the greater common good of Catholic schools is something that we don't often talk about. But I like to say to people, Catholic schools invented school choice.
Yeah.
So you have all these people saying, we need more options, we need alternatives. Catholic schools were here 100 years ago, being that alternative. And not just for the Catholic community, but for people who want a quality education and who know that sending their child to a school where results are expected, achievement is celebrated, you're not made fun of because you're doing well. Catholic education works. And we have donors who believe in school choice. And they say, I've been looking at the charter schools, I've been looking at private schools, and I just found out about these Catholic schools. Wow, these things really work. And they're stunned to see how effective they are, how efficient they are, and the cost. These things are low cost and with remarkable outcomes.
Yeah, I can say that. The bang per buck is amazing when you take a look at all of this. When we look at the kids too, again, and we see how hard they work, they seem to love the fact too that they're in Catholic schools and there is this hope formation. Do you see that?
It was funny, right before I came over to chat with you today, Jay, I was going over the student speeches. They had sent me their speeches for Wednesday night, and both of them talked about that, how they're challenged to do the best work that they can, and they're challenged to not accept mediocrity, and how that's going to form them to be better people. And both of them, one is a graduate of BC High, the other is going to be attending BC High next year, and both of them talked about being men for others. And I think this is a concept that is so important, that it's not just about academic success. It's about how do you treat people? How do you grow up and understand that you're part of a wider community, that it's not just about you? And our schools do that. And you talked a minute ago about that feeling you get when you walk into a Catholic school. You asked me earlier about why these events are so important. You go on a bus tour, you walk through a building, I bring a donor through, I don't need to say anything. I just walk through and I let them meet the kids, I meet the faculty. That's the best advertising we can get.
You know, you almost sound like Pope Francis in a sense when you're talking about the relationship with other people, being better people, helping other people. And that's what Catholic schools do through everything. You have the annual dinner that we've spoken about that's coming up. I'm sure that's just about sold out. But people can still donate and support this. So if someone wants to donate and support, which I have to tell you should, how do they do it?
We can go right to our website, csfboston.org. We welcome that. We've never turned away a donation. And on Wednesday night, if you want to come, we'll find a seat for you. So you just let us know and go to our website, www.csfboston.org.